Chapter 2. Astando, the strongest man in the world, walked right past Fred, Daphne, and Velma. He stopped behind the ticket booth and knocked on the door. He was holding a short piece of rope. The door opened, and Pops Warner stepped out. "Do you see this, Pops?" Astando said. He shook the piece of rope at Pops. "Someone cut one of the ropes that hold up my tent." "When?" Pops asked. "Just now," the strong man replied, "and I saw the creeper running away from my tent." Pops looked concerned. "At least he didn't cut all the ropes and make your tent collapse," he said. "Don't worry, Astando. We'll catch him." "You better," Astando said. "If this stuff keeps up, I'm going to leave. And if I leave, this whole carnival will close down, and you won't want that, would you, Pops?" "Of course not, Astando," Pops said. The strong man turned and walked back to his tent. Fred stepped forward. "Excuse me, Pops," Fred said. "Is everything all right?" "We couldn't help but overhear what Astando was saying." "I don't know what to do," Pop said. "Just yesterday somebody saw the creeper running out of Bossy's tent. A few minutes later, Bossy was running down the midway laughing up a storm." "And you think the creeper opened Bossy's pen and cut the rope to Astando's tent?" Velma asked. "I don't know what to think," Pop said. "All I know is, what if the word gets out about these things? We'll be in big trouble." "Judging from the look of things, I'd say you already ain't in big trouble," a strange voice said. Everyone turned and saw a tall man wearing a blue plaid suit. He was eating popcorn from a red and white striped paper bag. "The crowds are really starting to thin out around here." "Now see here, Mr. Plenty," Pop said. "I have nothing more to say to you. I'm not selling, so build your mall someplace else. Now, if you don't mind, please leave." "But I'm being a customer," the man said, holding out his ticket. He then took a map of the carnival out of his pocket. "What are you looking for?" Pops asked, impatiently. "Where I can build the food court," the man said. "Remind me to get your popcorn recipe. It's the best I've ever had. Popcorn, anyone?" As he walked away, the man dropped the bag from his hand. Before it could hit the ground, Shaggy and Scooby dove for the bag and grabbed it. "Like no point in wasting perfectly good popcorn," Shaggy said. He and Scooby munched on the popcorn. "Who was that?" Daphne asked. "I don't know," Shaggy whispered to Scooby. "But anyone who wants to build a food court can be all bad." "That's J.J. Plenty, a local businessman," Pop said. "He won't take no for an answer. Now why don't you kids go and have a great afternoon?" "That's what you're here for," Pop smiled and walked away. "So, what do you think we should do first?" Velma asked. "Leave!" an old woman said as she walked by the gang. "The exit's that way. This time you went home and attend to your studies." "Excuse me?" Daphne asked. "It's carnivals like these that keep children away from their studies," the woman continued. "Someone needs to close this place down. Children need to attend to their studies." The old woman continued on her way. "Jinkies, what a strange woman," Velma said. "Imagine not wanting kids to have any fun," Daphne added. "Let's forget her and do what Pops asked us to," Fred said. "Let's have a good time. What do you want to start?" "Games," Shaggy said. "Rides," Daphne said. "Shows," Velma said. "Food," Scooby barked. "Why don't we split up and then meet at the carousel?" Fred said. "Sounds good to me," Shaggy said. "Come on, Scoob, let's go play some games and get some food." Shaggy and Scooby ran off toward the carnival booths. "Now don't you get into any trouble," Daphne called after them. "Like, don't worry about us," Shaggy called back. "What kind of trouble can we get into at a carnival?" "I'm afraid to find out," Velma said.